Okay, so welcome to this ZedCTF write-up for the open source intelligence music challenge write-up on ZedCTF. So if you don't have an account, you can just register on ZedCTF. Then what you need to do is come on practice. Then under practice, we are trying to solve this particular challenge under open source intelligence, which is called music. Okay, so since I've already solved one question, I'm just going to demonstrate how I did that. Then we're going to proceed. So the challenge description says one of the contributors of ZedCTF was into the music industry before getting into cybersecurity. After the career shift, their Twitter account was deleted, thinking all the trails will go. Using your intelligence, find the unfound. Okay, so let's see question number 1, even though it's already solved. So what's the name of what's the account username? So since here we are given a flag format, which is user_name, here they are telling us, look at the description, they are saying one of the contributors of ZedCTF. So if you scroll down under contributors, you can see that we have some contributors starting with James Soko, Abimwale, Joda Jangazia, Mary Chanda, Aaron Yakapanda, Humphrey Chireshe, and Kurusha Ngambi. So basically we can try out these particular contributors one by one. Okay, one by one. Okay, sorry for that. Yeah, so as I was saying, we can try out these particular contributors. So I can just try to search for this particular first contributor, which is James Soko, maybe on Google, because we don't have any information. Okay, so we can see this is James Soko. So we have a lot of results. So here we can see James Soko is a student at Kapasa University. There's even this Google knowledge panel. So yeah, there's a lot here. So we can see this is the actual guy, James Soko, but here we can see the username such as at Soko James. So we don't really know if this is correct. So what you can do, we can try to say maybe music, because there we are dealing with music. So okay, we can see now that when we searched for James Soko, we can see there's this particular song which is Father, the Silent Hero by KCDC. Okay, so here we can see the description saying Soko James whatsoever. Then we can even see the username, which is KCDC with an underscore. So we can try to search for this particular user, which is KCDC. Okay, because there now we can see that, sorry, we can try to search for KCDC. Okay, so once we search for KCDC, we can see that actually this is a music artist. Okay, then on the description or the about, they're saying James Soko, known as KCDC, born on 23rd August whatsoever. So here we can see that actually KCDC is related to James Soko, and again we can see that here we have a username which is KCDC with the underscore. So you can try to check a lot of social media accounts which are related to this username. Again, you can see they use the same username even on Instagram, except for Facebook. But most of the searches, we can see that it has an underscore, not like this. Yeah, so they are even on TikTok. Again, they're using the same username. Okay, even on AudioMac, they're using the same username. Even on Genius, meaning this result has pop out a lot, meaning that can be the user handle. So now when we come to this first question, we can see that the format was user underscore name. Wonder I submitted KCDC with an underscore as the correct flag. So that's how we do the first one. Now that we know our artist, the challenge now can start off nicely. No wonder this one was 5 points, because it was easy. So Question 2, in September 2019, the user created an app. What was the name of the app? Okay. Now, remember the description says something about their Twitter account being deleted. Okay. Now, if we look at the challenge hint which we are given, is telling us to say, what tool can you use to find deleted information on the web page? So basically, the tool which we can try to use is WayBackMachine. So just search for Wayback, just type WayBackMachine. Okay, so this is the WayBackMachine. So once you go on this particular WayBackMachine, so just a quick overview. So a WayBackMachine, it keeps records of web pages. Anything that can be deleted on a web page can be retrieved on WayBackMachine, but I'm not saying each and every website, but most of them, they can be retrieved even though it was deleted. Okay, now we just need to know how to put our URL. So let's try to search for KCDC on Twitter first, because they're saying their Twitter account was deleted. So let's say KCDC Twitter. We see how the results will be. So apparently their Twitter account, it was deleted. That's what you need to know. Now here we need to know how a Twitter account can look like in terms of the URL. So let me just visit anything. So I'll visit that. Just a minute, I take this phone call. Okay, so here we have an URL for Twitter. So now it's called X, so it's more like x.com than whatsoever. So anyway, again someone's calling, just a minute. Okay, so we have a clue on how something can look like. So let me just try my luck. I'll say HTTPS, and then now say Twitter. Remember it's called X, but let's just try twitter.com. Then we'll say slash. Now the username is KCDC, so we can try out KCDC like that. We see if it's related to their Twitter account. So let's try to click there. Okay, so we can see the URL that we've entered is https and then twitter.com/KCDC. So we're trying to see if something can load up. Okay, so we can see that we have a lot of things which have loaded up for this particular artist. So even though their Twitter account was deleted, in the actual sense it wasn't deleted. Okay, so let's see this question 2 now. They're saying in September 2019, the user created an app. What was the name of the app? So let's see the hint first, if there's a hint. So follow the status, dates, and text/index files. Okay, September 2019. So what we can do, can look for September 2019. So this is September 2019. Then here we can see text/HTML for index. So we can try out this first one. We see if we can find the app which they are talking about. So we can see this on Twitter. So let's see. So here we can just see Zambian dancer, musician, artist, member of Magic Blasters. So let me just try to scroll down. Let me minimize this page. So there we can see saying creator of the DC app. Okay, creator of the DC app. So we can see that that particular app they are talking about is the DC app. So for example here the flag format can be the OB app. So let's try, we say the, is it capital letters or DC app? Let me just confirm, the DC app. So okay, it's just like that, the DC app. So what we'll do, we'll just submit this, the DC app. Let's see if it's correct. Let's hope my network is just okay. Okay, so that one is correct and we've earned 25 points. So let's just make sure that it was submitted. Okay, so we can see that now we found the app, which is the DC app. Okay, the DC app. So now let's go on question number 3, which says this artist belong to which group. So on this same page we can see that it's saying Zambian dancer, musician and artist, member of Magic Blasters, meaning this particular artist belonged to Magic Blasters. Even here maybe we can try to find out the information. So I don't have time to read that. Let's just say Magic Blasters. So we can see capital letter when starting. So we say Magic Blasters. Hope the spelling is correct. Magic Blasters. So again it's correct. So once you just find that page, these we are just walkovers. Now on 6th October 2019, one dancer of the Zambian dancers did the challenge to their new song, What's the Flag. So 6th October 2019. So we'll go back and we'll try to find that date, 6 then October 2019. So we can try to scroll down. So here we have this is the October 6, 2019. So we can try to visit this particular status. Okay, so now we can see that here we have this particular information. So let's just follow this. So they're telling us to say this is the flag format. So let me just copy everything, then I'll just open maybe anything which can help us to type. So let's just type there. So this is the flag format they're expecting. So first name or first artist. So let's go back to our WayBackMachine. So we can see if we just look at this particular tag, we can see KCDC and Isakizi FPB ZedCTF produced by Dido Music out now. Okay, so the first artist for sure is KCDC, and then the second one is Isakizi. So you type KCDC. Okay, so say KCDC. So second artist, we can see that it was Isakizi. So say, is it Isakizi? Let me just check the spelling. Isakizi. Isakizi. Okay, then FPB X8 okay, then song title, song underscore title. So FPB X8 something like that. FPB X8 app. Okay, so the title we are saying it's FPB X8 app. So let's see if truly that's the thing. So FPB X8 app. So FPB, there's a space, FPB X8 app. FPB X8 app. Okay. FPB, so see underscore. So FPB X8 app, that's the song. Then producer tag, we can see there saying Dido Music. So we can say Dido Music. Let's just confirm. Dido Music. Dido Music. Then what next? Here they're telling us challenge hashtag. So what was the challenge hashtag? So the challenge hashtag was hashtag FPB X8 app challenge. So just copy that and then we'll paste it here. Let me do this. Okay, hashtag FPB X8 app challenge and then dancer username. So we can see the dancer is Fedzomi. So just get this dancer Fedzomi and then we need to try our luck now in terms of the submission. Now here what's trick is the format. Okay, so Fedzomi, yeah, so we have this now as our flag. So let's try to submit, otherwise we need to work on our format if that's not the case, since we have the information. So let's try to submit. So flag is incorrect. So let's see how this particular thing goes. So they're saying flag, first name, first artist, for example KCDC, comma, second artist. So here do we, okay, second artist, which is Isa Kizi. Let me just confirm the spelling. Isa Kizi, double Z, double S, Isa Kizi. Then they're saying comma, dash, song title. So the song title, let's try, since here they're telling us there's an underscore, but it's FPB X8 app. Let me just confirm what the title is. FPB X8 app. Okay. FPB X8 app. Let's try to remove this. FPB X8 app. And then we say producer tag, which is Dido Music. So just leave it like that. Then hashtag challenge whatever, FPB X8 app challenge, then Fedzomi there. Let's try to submit and correct flag. So let's just work out on this particular format. Let me just take my time, I go through, then I'll play the video again. Okay, I just validated everything is just okay, not sure why it's stripping. So let me just confirm again, saying flag, that's flag, and then KCDC. Let's make sure the spacing is also okay. KCDC, and then Isa Kizi. So FPB X8 app. then producer Dido Music. Let me see how Dido Music is spelled. Dido Music. Dido Music. Then hashtag FPB ZedCTF challenge. Okay. Hashtag FPB ZedCTF challenge. Fed zone. Okay. Now is this flag format. Fed zone. How is the format now? Challenge hashtag. Let me validate once more so that we don't waste time. So everything we were just doing is just okay. The issue was with my network, so it was failing to maybe submit, because I just validated everything again. And here we can see the same flag. That's flag. First artist name we say KCDC, second name is Akizi, comma, then song, that's the song title, found FPB ZedCTF, then Dido Music, the producer tag, then the challenge is hashtag FPB ZedCTF, then the dancers Fed zone. So again, incorrect. What's really going on here? Let me validate again. This one is still fine. Okay, person had validated everything. I just feel like maybe we need to revisit it again, because after validating again, that's the same thing which I'm having. So don't really know if it's the spacing. Now this is somewhat confusing. So again, now it has worked after just saying back. Anyway, that's the issue with the challenges which have to do with flag construction. So we can see question number 4 is now solved. Otherwise, that was the procedure. So this is the flag. Now let's just try to see question number 5. So what do the first initials of the song mean? FPB. So here on Google, you can see that we have a lot of songs done by this artist. So we can try to view all these songs, and then here we are concentrated on FPB ZedCTF. So I'm going to come on this particular song. Then here we can see that we have the Genius lyrics. So we can try to click on this particular Genius lyrics, because it tells us more about the song. So we can even know what these particular initials mean. So this is the chorus. Okay, so in verse 1 we can see that the artist says something about this particular FPB, which is folk pause bounce. Okay, so now we know that FPB is folk pause bounce. We can just try to go and submit. So here the flag format is flag, as in flag. And then here they're saying this means music, so small letters. So we can just say folk pause bounce. Okay, that's correct. So that one was simple. Otherwise tough if you don't know what you are doing. So 50 points. Okay, so question number 6. On 9th November 2020, the artist posted a video on one of the most famous platforms about his girlfriend with the caption "Say You Love Me." What is the user handle for this mentioned girlfriend? So since this is in quotes, we can try to just search for this particular thing, KCDC, then we say post, maybe "Say You Love Me." We see if we can find that thing. Okay, so there's nothing which is dealing with "Say You Love Me" as a post. So now what we need to do here is that we can try to see the hint. Okay, so the hint, there's just that same hint we have. So here they are telling us to say most famous platforms. So we can maybe try to say most famous social media platforms. Most famous social media platforms. So Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, TikTok. Okay, so remember we can try out Facebook first. So let's just say KCDC, then Facebook. Okay, KCDC Facebook. So we can see that the username for KCDC on Facebook is not the same one. So let's just ignore that. Then let's go to now YouTube. Yeah, we can try YouTube. So let's try YouTube. Okay, YouTube. Why am I saying YouTube? Facebook. So KCDC, then YouTube. Okay, KCDC YouTube. So we can see the handle is actually correct. So we can try to visit this particular URL, or here we can just do this. I'll copy this URL and then I'll go on my WayBackMachine. I'll post that. I'll paste that. So here we are just trying our luck, under it's open source intelligence. So it's supposed to have a slash. So when was that date? Telling us November 9th November 2020. 9th November 2020. So let's try to go in 2020. The 9th November or 9th. So here we can see that there's nothing there. So unless in this particular year, maybe 2024. Otherwise, okay. Here we can see that there's something which was done here on 22 and D20, but the date is not corresponding. So here we can also get rid of this particular thing, which is YouTube. Now we cannot try WhatsApp, so we can try Instagram. So we can just search for KCDC, then Instagram. Can try out Instagram. So again they are using the same one, no? It's just KCDC. And then let's try the same Instagram. So here we have a slash. Okay, so remember we have a date which we are following, which is 9th November 2020. Okay, there's nothing here. So lastly we have TikTok, so we can just try to search for TikTok. So why am I using this method? It's because we cannot scroll through all the timelines in on that particular platform. So why is it even giving us like this? Let me search with Google, because some of the usernames are not the ones you're looking for. Okay, so KCDC, so you can see it's at KCDC. Okay, so let me just try to copy this. Okay, maybe let me visit it and then I'll copy it. Now in WayBackMachine we are going to paste that, then we are going to see. So this is the guy's TikTok. So basically you can see that we are trying to look for that particular video about the girlfriend. Okay, so here we can see this post has something to do about the girlfriend. Okay, yeah, so this is the girlfriend and we can see that the username is Matangoma1. But let's try to see the results which came out to on our WayBackMachine, because remember we are dealing with the date. Maybe that might be the wrong girlfriend. So here we are dealing with the dates. We are saying November 2020, then November 9th, which is correct. So I want to see this particular activity which happened here. So let's try to see this activity. Yeah, so you can see now it's saying Matangoma1 say you love me, follow a TikTok, meaning that's the actual user, even though this video was deleted on TikTok. We can actually see that we found it. So not everything is deleted. So if you were lucky you could have found this, but here we cannot see the date. This is 2021, so it's not corresponding to the challenge, but otherwise that was the correct handle. So we can just say at Matangoma1, then yeah, we can see the flag is correct. So that was interesting at least. Then now let's try one more question. So the artist couldn't let go of the girlfriend, so he decided to release an EP about her and a single track. Can you find this info? Okay, so once we reached this stage, we can see that they are telling us Bad Vibrations EP out now, link in bio, happy birthday to Martha. Okay, so maybe that's the same thing, but let's see if there are hints. So the hints they're telling us her name is a country in Africa. Okay, so what we can do, we can just try to search for KCDC on Google, since this guy is an artist. So here we can see we have a lot of songs. Okay, then we are not sure which song they are talking about. So view all. So they are telling us to say her name is a country in Africa. Okay, and then the release date of the EP is her birthday. Then since we have Matangoma here, we can see they are also saying happy birthday to Matangoma. So this was on 3rd, so this was 23 March. So let's try to find a particular song which can have 23, which was released maybe in March. Okay, so we'll be looking at any song which has to do with the release date of. So basically this was in 2021, so let's target 2021 releases. So Find Myself was released in 2021. So let's see what's this about. So here we can see that Finding Myself is actually in an album called Bad Vibrations. So Bad Vibrations album by KCDC 2021. So we can see that the release date is March 23, 2021, and here they are saying happy birthday to Martha Ngoma. So what we can try to do, if we are not certain, we can say we can type Martha Ngoma. So we can type Martha Ngoma on Facebook. So let's try to see Martha Ngoma. Maybe we even put KCDC there. Okay, so let's see this 3-track TP whatever. So this is KCDC. Okay, now remember that this particular page for KCDC is actually the actual name for this guy is James Soko, because we need to know which friends do belong to this particular guy. So this is James Soko. So we can try to visit this particular thing because this is our target. Then let's see the friends which actually. So what can we do? So let's see the friends. So let's try to search for Martha Ngoma. Okay, so we have a user Martha Castro Ngoma. Okay, so this particular user, let's just see, maybe we can see when they're about. We see the birthday. So okay, so let's see, maybe they made any posts about their birthday. Nothing there. So let's just wait. Happy birthday. No, this is not the one. So that's not the one. So we try our luck. We need to scroll until we find something, because we need to be certain. So she likes posting, Okay, we keep on scrolling. Okay, so happy +1 March 23rd. Okay, so she made the post about her birthday. So we can see that actually this is the actual date, March 23rd. So now, since we know about that, we can see that okay, this is the actual EP which was made. So we have our EP which is bad vibrations, so we can copy that. Now let's see. Here we can see her name is a country in Africa, so we'll come back to that later. Now let's see. Here we have this flag format. Let me just paste it there. I'll copy, then this is the flag format. Okay, now let's count this. So here we can see, here we have something which ends with an exclamation mark, and when we come back here we can see that it's ending with an exclamation mark. So maybe this part is for that EP, so we take it there. Okay, then let's see what else. So we follow the int. So flag, so single track name, then EP name, so the EP name is there. So June 01 2026. Remember, we've already found this particular thing, so for us is March. Then here they are telling us to say 01, so for us is 23. And then 2016. So this EP was released in 2021. So there we can see, we can try to put 2021. So we are just remaining with the first part. So the first part is telling us to say single track name. Now the name is in brackets, so meaning we can just try to find a track which has a particular name in brackets. So we can start. So let's try out this virtual love. Seems some fake love here. So we can see virtual love Mari. Okay, Mari. So at first it was real love, now turning fake. Okay, Shanshani. Okay, we don't care. So there's another int which says her name is a country in Africa. Now if we look at this particular initials, which is Mari, let's try to search for this particular thing which is Mari, so that we see what's that. So we'll try to search Mari, and we can see that actually Mali seems to be a country in West Africa. So meaning this is the correct song, which is Virtual Love is the correct song. So we are going to copy this, and then once we try our luck, this is a game of chance. So we try to paste it there, Virtual Love Mali, and then we try to submit the flag. Correct. So congratulations, now we've officially finished the music challenge. Otherwise, I know this was stressing, but it was worth trying. So that's how we play with open source intelligence. So basically here we are just trying to use a particular tool which is called WayBackMachine for us to find archives or saved pages. Okay, so this challenge, it's all about finding something which was deleted or something which can be hidden. Okay, so there's a live event right now going on, which is already Dax 2025 exit. I'm not sure. This challenge is tough. So far, no one has managed to solve anything out of 105 players. Yeah, so there's this reversing challenge, which is Wayback. It's just a medium challenge. Not sure why these guys are failing to solve this, but yeah, otherwise they are tough. There's again this particular network security challenge, which is hard with 500 points. So this one is dealing with Cisco Packet Tracer. Once you finish your activity wizard, you get the flag. And then lastly, we have this web challenge, which has been more like the major challenge each and every year. We usually host as Kapasam visit. No one has ever solved this particular challenge. Maybe you can. Yeah, so otherwise, register on this platform we want to see you top the charts. So we can see that Ventric is still doing his thing, Atioka, Medium, followed by Prescarway, and so on. So you can join this leaderboard once you practice, do your very best. Otherwise, thanks for watching. My name is Asoko James, representing ZedCTF.